One of the first things to consider is your clothing. And the first thing about your clothing is to match the background. Now we typically record with either a black, a white, or a green screen. Now if you're going to use the black background, the most important consideration is to wear a shirt that is a solid primary color. With a white background, you want to avoid anything that is white or cream colored. In fact, white is a bad choice for video anyway because it really messes up the exposure settings for the camera. If you wanted to wear white, maybe wear a jacket, sport coat, or something like that to knock off some of the black and to give some contrast with a white background. The third option would be green screening. Now the purpose of green screening is to remove the green and to replace it with something else, which means that if you have any clothing that has green in it, it will mess up that chroma key removal. So I would recommend particularly clothing that doesn't have any green in the patterns, but also women that are wearing jewelry sometimes will forget that there are specks of green in that. So make sure that any jewelry or scarves also don't have any green. One thing about HD recording is that it's very detailed, which means you want to shave very well because it'll show all of the details in your facial hair. The other thing to consider is the type of clothing. This is a shirt that has a lot of fine lines. This will not do well when compressed and uploaded to a service like YouTube. There'll be some compression artifacts that'll look very odd. This would be another example of a tie that, because of the fine lines, would have difficulty when projected on video. Here's would be an example of a tie that, because of the broad lines, is going to do pretty well. But in general, I would stick with shirts and ties that are solid colors. Another thing that you could really do well with on video is, because of the bright lights, if you have a Northern European or an Irish complexion, you'll get a lot of reflection off of your skin. I would go ahead and put on some makeup or some powder to knock off that reflection, and even men that have balding heads would do well to knock off some of that reflection by applying some makeup before they do their video shoot.